Alec Baldwin, I do what I want. Alec Baldwin is an upper lesser type B narcissist. He's in your face. He's brash, he's bold. He brags, he's belligerent. He's bombastic. It's his way or the highway. Don't like him? Fuck you. Get out of my way. He'll call you names. He'll punch you in the face. There is this heated fury that regularly surfaces. And he's very much of the mentality that whatever he does is entirely right. It isn't a case of necessarily always finding a justification for it, but simply, he's right because he's Alec Baldwin. I'm right because I'm me, you're wrong because you're an asshole. It's that strange logic where it's almost a situation of where an adult might say to a child, you must do this, and the child asks, why? Because I say so. Basically, you must respect my authority. Commensurate with this mindset of always being able to do what he wants, to be access all areas, to go wherever he pleases without any form of hindrance, culpability or accountability, Mail Online, with an article by Harriet Alexander, tells us Alec Baldwin is spotted holding a prop Winchester rifle the wrong way as filming kickstarts on new set of Rust in Montana, a day after the actor's involuntary manslaughter charges were dropped. Quite simply, after there being naturally a huge issue surrounding guns, their use, and, of course, the fact that Helena Hutchins died as a consequence of the misuse and negligence surrounding the handling of a weapon that found its way into Alec Baldwin's hands and which was fired and killed her, it doesn't show that he's learned. Now, whilst the gun is a prop, that's what he thought about the gun that was used and that ended up killing Helena Hutchins. And as you can see in the picture, he's holding the gun by its barrel, pointing towards himself, it would almost seem. But once again, any suggestion that he ought to be wielding the gun properly, he dismisses because he's Alec Baldwin and he can do what he wants. Alec Baldwin has been spotted holding a Winchester rifle the wrong way around on the new set of Rust, just a day after involuntary manslaughter charges against him were dropped. The actor appeared to be passing the prop weapon to another cast member as filming resumed in Montana following the fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins in 2021. The 65-year-old was charged with manslaughter over the killing, but on Thursday, 2 charges against him were sensationally shelved. Baldwin has always insisted he was not responsible for her death, denial, nullification of threat to control, because he did not pull the trigger, claiming the gun fired by itself. Yeah, guns often do that. They just fire by themselves. All the guns that I've fired, funnily enough, I've had to pull the trigger. It just didn't go off in my hand. That's something else. But the fact is, for him to suggest, it wasn't me, I didn't pull the trigger, the gun fired by itself, is of course a denial that is concocted by his narcissism to protect him against the threat to control that is posed by the suggestion that he's killed another human being. Baldwin also said he trusted those employed to work with guns on the set, blame shifting, and believed the crew member who told him the gun was cold, not loaded, blame shifting. After the charges were dropped, Baldwin took to Instagram to thank his wife Hilaria, or Hillary, for helping him through the controversy, flattery, assertion of control, while she posted a bizarre picture of her curled up on his knees. Hutchins' widower, Matthew, is now an executive producer on the film, a proviso in the legal settlement reached with Baldwin's production company. Matthew Hutchins is also a producer on a documentary being made about the filming. On Friday, Baldwin and the crew were seen being tailed by the documentary team. The film is now being finished in Montana, rather than returning to the original New Mexico location. Most of the cast and several of the crew members are in Montana to resume filming, with 2 additional safety officers. Melina Spadoni, attorney for the film, said it's expected to be completed by May. The production will continue to utilize union crew members and will bar any use of working weapons and any form of ammunition, she said. Live ammunition is and always was prohibited on set. So it may well be the case that Mr. Baldwin, when handling that weapon in the way that he did, knew that it was very clear that it wasn't loaded. But he thought that about the gun that he handled last time around. But of course, whilst you might think, well, better safe than sorry, and don't be wielding it in the way that is shown in that photograph, that he would be more careful. But he's not, because he simply doesn't care, because he does what he wants, because he's Alec Baldwin, and you don't tell him what he should be doing. The film is being completed at Yellowstone Film Ranch, which was completed in June 2020. The site features a Western-style backlot in Paradise Valley that is styled after a late 1800s gold rush town, as well as a production office for rent in downtown Livingston. A synopsis of the film reads, a 13-year-old boy left to fend for himself and his younger brother following the death of their parents in 1880s Kansas is taken on a violent, harrowing journey to Old Mexico by his long-estranged grandfather after he's sentenced to hang for the accidental killing of a local rancher. On Thursday night, it emerged Baldwin could face fresh charges, threats to control, hours after the manslaughter case was dropped. The special prosecutors appointed to the case stressed on Thursday night that Baldwin had not been cleared. Charges were dropped on Thursday because new evidence showed that the gun could indeed have fired without the trigger being pulled, a source told the Wall Street Journal. How interesting. The prosecutors confirmed they had obtained new facts about the circumstances around the shooting, which led them to dismiss the existing charges against Baldwin. The armourer, who provided the prop gun, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, is still being prosecuted as planned. What do people think about this? Do they think that Baldwin's right to carry on with the filming? Do they think that it's appropriate that he does so? Do they find it distasteful as to how he's responded and how he's just waving a gun around in the manner that he did? Let's find out below the line. Nigella 1. Oh my God, I can't believe that he's going to carry on with this film. Justice for the People, just boycott the film when it comes out. Tipsy McStagger, no one wants to see this movie. ZF Given, what a dumbass. Big Blue Bill, Vile Man, not learnt his lesson as predicted. Well, of course he wouldn't do. Narcissists of his nature invariably do not. Only good thing is, if this mishandled weapon went off, he's the one who would cop it. Russia Mom, this idiot doesn't know anything about guns and shouldn't be allowed near one. Nigella 1, he might not be prosecuted, I think we all know why, but the people won't stand for it. He's lost their respect. It's over. Outfox 1, really surprised this film wasn't canned. Does it right that they're trying to finish it and make money? They hope that the controversy surrounding it will help sell the picture, which it probably will, which is why it's ethically wrong. Nick knows, is he going to murder another? LMC, absolutely revolting man. What does he refer to his daughter as? A pig. Universal 10, I can't believe this film hasn't been cancelled. Don Kennard, how Baldwin has the nerve to get back filming this is shocking. He has no remorse nor decency. Shame on him. Well, of course, as I've explained, he has no shame. He has no remorse. He does what he wants. That's why he is able. People are scratching their heads thinking, how can he go back and do this? The simple answer is that as a narcissist, he's driven to continue with it because he doesn't give a rat's ass about anybody else. Mean Mr. Machine adds, Alec Baldwin is a man with no morals. An egotistic weirdo who blew someone away and nearly took another with her, then refuses to take any responsibility for it, but blaming others, and then doesn't even have the compassion to cancel his crappy movie that no one cares about in his victim's honour. Oh no, the show must go on. The killer is lead actor, co-director, co-producer, and co-writer. Indeed. He doesn't take any responsibility for his actions, he blame shifts, and then, because he has no emotional empathy, he continues with the film. Again, all demonstrating his narcissism in action. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.